What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary video. Get this video a big thumbs up. So we got an interesting video here about Letitia James. Letitia James, I think that's how you say her name. She is the New York Attorney General. But Trump lawyer has some responses in regards of her press conference, supposedly, allegedly congratulating Trump on his victory. But she has some smart backhanded remarks. If you guys haven't checked out my video on that, go check that out on that demonic woman. I definitely gave my assessment, let alone my perspective on how it wasn't really a congratulation. It was more of, you know what? I'm going to just say you won because obviously that's what has been spoken from the people that voted and their voices have been heard. But I don't really care about the people voices of voting you in because I'll still go after you. Which Letitia James' whole campaign or whole political agenda, or whole agenda, I should say, in regards of her work title has been wrapped around and honed on being the go-getter to go after Trump and persecute him, not prosecute, because she's basically discrediting Trump and slandering his name because she did not prosecute him. So I just want to put that out there. But fast forward now to today, we have Trump lawyer remarks on her whole press conference because obviously he took word to it, and just like I did, which I did a video on. Like I said again, go check that video out. With no further ado, family, let's see what he had to say. Let's check it out.
I want to talk about Letitia James real quickly and some of these, the rumblings that we're already getting. We're a sanctuary state. The federal government has no power here. We're not going to do this in Massachusetts. There's going to be no deportations. We're going to fight back. We're going to fight Donald Trump. We're going to make sure that, none of Donald Trump's wall can be built. I mean, we've seen this in the first term. How does Trump break through the amount of lawfare, the amount of demonic screaming from the left, kind of in a way, in the way that uses executive power constitutionally to say this is what's right for the country?
I think President Trump would say this. Even President Trump would say this. I think he learned his lesson from the first term, and that is personnel is key, right? And it is so critically important that you put good people in the right post, like Mark Paoletta as Attorney General, so you don't have to deal with this nonsense, right? You don't have to deal with this politicized and weaponized justice system. President Trump and his legal team now, led by John Sauer, who should be the Solicitor General of the United States, they've gotten monumental wins at the Supreme Court, including on presidential immunity. Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term, because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights.
Well, you guys heard that, right? I found that so hilarious, man. And look, man, Trump campaign back in 2016 and the people Trump have around him today for his whole 2024 campaign, for the election and so forth, man, he got a different group of people around him, man. And they sharks, man. They read the room, they assess the matter, and they handle business, man. And I ain't mad at him, man. I actually love these group of people that Trump has around him. Very sincerely. Go-getters standing on business, man. We got to give him a round of applause. We got to. But man, oh man, those remarks right there took me, man, they had me bamboozled. But let's continue so I can add the context.
And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
We've been warning people on the show, Mike. This isn't the same Trump administration. Stop messing around. Don't rig elections. Don't illegally vote.
Exactly.
Don't try the funny business, because we know the team this time and they are not effing around. Yeah. And so we've done our best to warn. Maybe just really quickly here, Fannie Willis. That seems to be one of the last prosecutions against Donald Trump that hasn't been completely thrown in the garbage just yet. Maybe a message to Fannie Willis.
Yeah, Big Fanny, another one. Where do they find these people? It's just like at Weight Watchers. Where do they find these slobs to be prosecutors against Trump? I would say to Big Fanny Willis and Nathan Wade, it's very clear that the Georgia Court of Appeals is going to disqualify their entire office because Big Fanny hired her dumb, unqualified boyfriend, Nathan Wade, paid him $700,000, $250 an hour, and then...
Wait. Let's not say $700,000 so loosely. 700,000 taxpayer dollars, okay? We want to get it correct, right?
Big Fanny took illegal kickbacks from Nathan Wade in the form of lavish trips around the world, Napa, the Caribbean, Belize. I'm a Grey Goose girl. I mean, where do they find these dumb flops, right? And then she got up and lied about it in court, right? Mm-hmm. So she's going to get disqualified from this case. This case will go to another district attorney in Georgia, and no one in their right mind would bring this case again because it's not a crime to object to a presidential election. It's allowed by the Electoral Count Act of 1887. It's allowed by the First Amendment. Again, I want to say to these Democrat prosecutors and these Democrat hellholes, we're not messing around this time, right? So proceed accordingly.
Yeah, I don't know how they keep their law licenses after this. I just don't. I don't know how they stay within the bar after what they've done. And when the people know the truth, when people actually understand the truth, and now that we control the media ecosystem, now that more people have like tuned out and it's broken and it's dead and it's gone, right? This election proved it once and for all. Now we can tell the truth. We can tell the true story. Kash Patel was on here talking about this just a second ago. Like, now is time for truth and reconciliation for the American people to actually understand how their government operates. We're very excited. We're very excited about this moment, Mike.
Well, that was Mike Davis, man. And at the end of the day, I just want to add my annotation that we are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. We are the law of the land, and we have been governed by Congress, right? It's not the majority of the vote of the people, which is a democracy in my perspective. And I want to put that out there, but let's continue the video.
And this interview proves once again, like all my interviews with you, Ben Johnson, why I will never get confirmed to anything. So I will not be the AG. I will not be the White House counsel. I will not do anything. I'm going to be very happily running the Article 3 project, and we're going to very effectively work with the Trump administration to make sure that President Trump has a very successful second term, unimpeded by Democrat lawfare and election interference and all the other nonsense that they pulled. We're not messing around this time.
Just one quick meme for you, Mike, before you go. Just important. I mean, it could be you at that table with Trump, right? But this is the current state of the Democrat.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there, folks. That was Mike Davis. He ain't played no games. Let's give him a round of applause. But I do want to add some context, you know what I'm saying? So Michael Davis is a part of the Article 3 project, okay? And the Article 3 project is basically a project. Well, it's a project, and Michael is standing on business in regards of, as he calls it, a way of he takes off the gloves, put on brass knuckles, and fight back, right? And his way of fighting back, and with his aggressive confirmation strategy, in which is evident and is proven that he has seated the most judges in the last 50 years, and he helped confirm 3 constitutionalist Supreme Court judges, over 230 Article 3 judges, including 55 federal circuit judges and 13 critically important federal courts of appeal judges. And he believes he's just getting started, right? And the whole point of it is, as you guys see, because a lot of people, he said he will not be being an attorney general or nothing like that, because a lot of people has been saying that he would be the potential attorney general, and a lot of people have been calling him the potential Trump attorney general that threatens to jail Letitia James during profane rant of hers as of yesterday, which I had gave my remarks on, and her press conference to could supposedly congratulate Donald Trump, right? But Mike Davis basically is an individual who wants to continue to push his advocacy group, which is Article 3 Project, that pushes for the nomination of conservative judges. And that's why he had shown and actually, well, I shouldn't say shown, but he have presented himself and also championed his Article 3 project, in which he's passionate about working on during this Benny Johnson interview on the Benny Show. And shout out to the Benny Show and all the great work that he does and being informative and bringing us the truth. He had said, look, you want it, we're not messing around this time, and we will put you in prison. Because we have to remember, Letitia James, instead of being objective and worrying about being an attorney general of New York, in which attorney generals are supposed to enforce and to make sure they are effectively being effective and making sure that the state that they are positioned in as the attorney general is basically making sure the ins and outs of that state is flowing efficiently but effectively according to federal and state law, right? And they go after the big fish cases in this case, or I should say, like RICOs and stuff like that, because it's not only breaking state laws, but also on a federal level law. So they go after big fish, not the little fish. They usually have the little court judges, handle the little minor cases. But what I'm trying to say is she should be objective, and being objective and standing on her job and worrying about the best interests of New Yorkans or New York individuals in New York as a whole, instead of trying to come after President Trump, when we know that she was just persecuting and discrediting Donald Trump, but she did not prosecute Donald Trump, right? And I call it, in my humble opinion, election interference back in the whole campaign and the whole election that took place with Biden, right? And in my opinion, Donald Trump won 3 times. Biden just was the individual that had stole the election from him. He beat Hillary, and now he beat Kamala Harris. So 2 times he beat the woman, as some people would call it, the woman beater presidential candidate or presidential elect. But these people are so gun-ho on being infatuated with Donald Trump, and it's just, I think they need to resign. Letitia James needs to resign, because you cannot have this type of individual that's so corrupt, and it definitely spreads and shows corruptness within the justice system, right? And that's important, as we the people are supposed to have faith in the justice system. But if you have people like this that's so busy having personal vendettas and trying to worry about their political or agendas wrapped around a political agenda of their own as a leg up for themselves to be more prosperous and be bigger than the position that they are appointed to, that raises big concern, if you get what I'm saying. I want to get you guys' perspective down in the comments, but her whole political campaign and whole political thing has been honing in on Donald Trump and really showing flat out that she is for the Democrats, right? Instead of being an attorney general enforcing the law effectively, which is her job in the first place, not to champion or rant about her political agenda and how upset she is that her preferred party didn't win the election. And at the end of the day, the people spoke. But once again, this shows that they don't care about what the people have to say. We, the people, have to say. They care about themselves and their own selfish interests and not the people. And they look at the people as a leg up, a dollar sign, and they continue to use your tax dollars, the people, to continue to do what they want in regards of enriching themselves, let alone being wrapped around a political agenda that in the long haul they seek to embrace and seek to cater to a party that uplifts them in their personal success, let alone achievements in the direction that they want to go into to enriching themselves, okay? And I just want to add more context before I close. Conservatives, as we know, or if you do not know, because Mike Davis is a conservative, and as I told you, he's focusing on Project 3 in regards of, continue to getting more Supreme Court judges in Congress and fighting the Democratic lawfare and the corrupt lawfare that's prohibiting these conservatives from taking place in these positions due to them not following the agenda of the liberals, which is the Democratic Party, right? And conservatives are individuals who believe in less government, limited government, but individual liberty, okay? And their traditional American values and strong national defense. And basically, to sum it up, conservative policies generally emphasize empowerment of the individual to solve problems. So basically, you elect a person to lobby for your best interest, but at the end of the day, ultimately, they hold you accountable. So you then create your own pathway to success and not be limited and not be told what you can or cannot do in regards of being successful as a person, following your dreams, being and not be tied to the government, right? Basically. So they hold you accountable. They lobby the interest of you having your best interest as the people, and they hold you accountable and allow for you to set your own pathway. And I feel like if you be held accountable because they are empowering you individually to solve problems, then you won't have as much self-inflicted wounds because you won't make ignorant mistakes. Versus the Democratic Party, which is the liberals, they believe in equal opportunity and equality for all, even if individuals don't have their credentials or didn't earn it, right? DEI, right? And it's the duty of the government to alleviate social ills and to protect civil liberties, individual and human rights. They believe the role of government should guarantee that no one is in need, right? And basically, liberals expect for the government to solve their problems. For example, that can be like a person holding a teacher accountable or the Department of Education accountable for their child not prospering the way they want to academically. When I always say, and this is just my humble opinion and holding you accountable, that you cannot blame a teacher solely for your child's academic success. It's you as the responsible parent, and you should be held accountable to pouring your child, because at the end of the day, you brought the child into this world, and that's your responsibility. So you should empower yourself individually to do what's best for your child and pour it to them as well, and not just solely put it on the teacher or put it on the teacher at all to be responsible for your child to prosper academically. You teach them, sit with them, do homework with them, empower them, and uplift them, and help them, and they'll go a long way. And pour into them if they need tutors or whatever the case may be. Do not hold the teacher or the Department of Education to be responsible for your child to prosper and know what they need to know academically. And I'm going to leave it there, folks. Give this video a big thumbs up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. With no further ado, family, I'm out. Peace.